looking a little pale. There's a gas station. Gotta take a leak, I do. Judge, just rest your bones.
Just that well, if you could.
Hello, Billy. Billy. Who's gorgeous? Who's a beautiful boy? Yes. Who's a lovely boy? Billy. Hi. Smile.
Running out of steam here.
Up and down, Billy. Billy.
Can we respray?
In most of the films that I've made, we've generally had one day during the shoot, which is kind of like the silly day. On Heavenly Creatures, it was when all the crew dressed up in drag, like the men dressed up as women and the women dressed up as men, and it was kind of fun, and we've got some good footage of that for the Heavenly Creatures laserdisc. The Frighteners, it happened on a day where we were shooting a serious scene where Johnny Bartlett's being taken to court and the massacre has happened in this hospital. It's a black and white flashback to the 60s, and we wanted quite a few extras to play policemen and journalists and cameramen, and we used the crew. So it's always funny for us to watch it because we're actually looking at a lot of the crew, you know, wearing the wardrobe and the costume and the makeup in there, and they're actually quite good actors.
Find a blanket. Give me a blanket, someone.
Can we just get back that way?
Come in. Any comments, Johnny?
I got me a score of 12. That's one more than Starkweather. Guess that makes me public enemy number one.
Wait. FBI guys, find the cops together.
Get these people away. Get these people away.
Information. Can you tell us anything whatsoever? Anything that can
Take
help
these
us?
people back.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, we're reporters, for God's sakes. We're supposed to get the news.
Into the car, guys. Follow the car. Follow the car. FBI guys, back in the car.
I think one of the biggest causes of frustration in the whole movie for Dee Wallace-Stone was the pump-action shotgun that she had to use.
Well, let's start with Dee doesn't like guns, okay? And every role I get, I have to use a bloody gun. I don't know what that's about. But I don't like guns, and this was a big gun. And they put some really loud rounds in it. And I had about 30 minutes to work with the darn thing before I used it, right? And you know, you get into these scenes, Laurent, you have to go to La La Land to go from who I am to who Patricia was in this scene. It's like, ugh. So I'm in, I'm doing this, and I turn around and it goes, I think there were a few four-letter words flying around at that moment, and we tried it 2 or 3 ways, and you had to really pull the whole thing out for it to work, you know. But I would get into the momentum of the scene, and I would want to do it so fast and so professionally, you know, that I would never throw it quite as far as I had to. So by the time we really got it, I was Patricia. I was so pissed off at this gun.
Sound off like you... Will you get a load of this? He set us up, Lucy. The man set us up. This is our house. Sorry. Shit.
Oh, shit.
You okay?
Yep.
No.
Lucy! Lucy!
Why the elevator stop?
Lucy had like one costume throughout the movie. So it felt, because that pink jacket, I wore it pretty much for the whole 7 months. And so after a while, the crew was like, "Oh, is that a new sweater? Oh, you look good today," you know.
And it became a bit of a joke amongst the crew that, you know, she'd turn up for work and she'd have to just wear the same clothes every single day for like 4 months at a time. And on the very last day that she was working on the film, the costume department presented her with a present, which was this little Barbie doll and they'd made a costume, a perfect miniature costume of this pink jacket, and they dressed the Barbie doll up. And I was lining up her last shot in the movie, which was just a close-up of her in the back of the cop car, and so I, you know, was looking at Trini, and she had to duck out of the frame and then come up into the frame. So we got ready to shoot it, and I called action.
Set.
Ready? Honey? I need to know where you invested my money. That $16,000 that I had saved. The attorneys can't find it anywhere.
Oh, shit! I blew it on a bad investment. But don't tell her that. Tell her everything's gonna be fuck my line. God damn it! Got some stuff.
Fuck! I looked at the wrong place. I'm sorry.
In New Zealand, we have an ice cream company called Mr. Whippy who drive around in little vans and they sell ice creams on the side of the road. And they play a tune called Green Sleeves, which was actually composed by Henry VIII, for those of you that need to know. And anyway, that's the signature tune of Mr. Whippy.
Anytime I was doing, or they were doing a close-up of me, this truck would go by and make, I forgot what noise it was, some ridiculous noise.
I really need to know where you invested my money. The $16,000 that I'd saved. I mean, the attorneys. I'm sorry.
What the fuck was that?
The truck seemed to follow Trini everywhere she went.
No!
I'm sorry.
That fucking truck follows me.
Nothing?
That was my curse on the Frighteners.